chase the dough. Murder first degree till the case closed. Investors on my trail trying to make more. Told them all the bullshit with them now for.
Welcome back to the Austin Public Library podcast. I'm sitting down with Sertified from Austin, Texas here. Thanks for joining us.
Woo! How you doing, man?
Pretty good. What's your recording session like? Like, what's your vibe? I know some people maybe have more business-like. They like to get in, get to work. Other people, it's more, they got the friends, the homies. Like, what do you like to do?
For me, it varies, so sometimes I'll be in my space here alone and I'll write by myself. Sometimes I'll want people here and you'll everybody be having fun, partying, smoking, talking, drinking. Sometimes that can be a distraction, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I use it for the like the real, you know what I mean? So you cast out your bait, you throw out your bait, and you just sit there. Mm-hmm. And then once it bites, it's like, okay, everybody kind of, shake. You know what I mean? Like, what are y'all finna do? That's my question. And when I ask that question, it's like, what are y'all's plans? What are y'all, you know what I mean? So I guess that sometimes gets that emotion where it's like, okay, we'll go. I think he wants to work now, and I'll base it in here. I'll put a bass down. I like how I can be comfortable in here and get my cuts right. But like I said, I wait on one of my homies when he gets out of work. We go straight to his studio, and he's got a booth, an area where it's closed in, and he has a couple pieces of hardware. And I'm really attached to his sound, so I'll take 3 or 4 different creative processes, and step by step go from one spot to the next, and then just come back and bring it back here and sit here and study it for a few hours and polish it up. And that's usually like my process. I mean, of course, like I like to have fun, have it dark in here. You know what I mean? I don't like to have it cold. I don't want it super cold in the studio or something like that. You know what I mean? Like no cigarette smoke. You know what I'm saying? No cigarette smoke at all. Stuff like that. But really, it's just off of the vibe. You know what I mean? It could vary. Sometimes whenever we jump in the car, I'm like, instead of putting music on, I'd like to control the aux. Sometimes I'll play new music that I hear. I'll play a beat. It's just like we'll be riding around listening to it, and I'll be writing. My friends don't know. You know what I mean? They don't know what's going on. I'm just like kind of playing the beat 3 or 4 times. And then once I catch what I'm trying to capture, then plug it back up and let it go about life. And then, once we separate, I'm, all right, bet I got the meat for what I'm about to do. I'm about to come back and finish it. Right. Yeah, so that's usually like my creative process.
And what is that specific songwriting process for you? Where is it a thing where you've got a story you're trying to tell, and then you're looking for a beat that rides with that story, or are you hearing beats and then kind of getting inspiration off that?
A little bit of both. More so that I want to tell my story, but it's the beat for me. Picking the beats is half the battle. You know what I mean? So once we can pick the beat, it's like I sit back, meditate on it, and try to attach to what emotion the sounds convey to me. And of course, I'm going to attach my story, interline it, and I will go to day, so I might go all the way back 5 years and talk about something, and I might intertwine it with what just happened yesterday. You know what I mean? If I'm talking, if I'm in conversation with a woman and we're having going back and forth about something, that might actually get put in the, you know what I mean, as part of the substance of the verse, and still intertwining it with my story. And it's all, to me, it's the beat, it's the beat that the emotions convey. Sometimes it's in a major chord, which doesn't necessarily have to be a downside of a song. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to sound like like you just I don't know the right word to explain, but just talking about like a inside story. You know what I mean? Like a major chord to me is something that's like a bright, broad story that's gonna be almost like an anthem. You know what I mean? Something like a ballad of some sort. You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, I love talking about storytelling, and what you're just saying reminded me of, I saw this interview with Ice Cube, and he was talking about the Straight Outta Compton, making that, and that it was funny because he was one of the only guys that was used to like filmmaking in that process. And so he said a lot of guys at first struggled with, well, that's not how it really happened. And he was trying to let them know, like, well, we've only got 2 hours to tell this story. Exactly. So these things that happened over months, we have to put it in like a 1-minute scene, And so there might be things from 5 years ago, conversation today, and you've only got 4 or 5 minute song to tell a story.
Yeah. So like, you know, certain things will be, you know, if I have something that's weighing heavy on my heart for like the week or something that's been going on in life, that's gonna definitely be the right away. You know what I mean? Let's get that therapy. Let's get that boom, 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 knock it out. I don't never like to leave it high and dry and just talk about it. I want it to be some sort of solution, even if it's a solution for me. You know what I mean? That I'm working towards. I'll write it in there, and I'll, you know, squeeze it in. So it won't just be talking about it. It won't be just be complaining. You see people that just talk about, you know, oh, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to down nobody's views or music, but, you know, some people just like to just talk and then, you know, complain about things. That's not my forte. I like to, let's try to find a solution to it. You know what I mean? Even if I'm still working on it, you know what I mean? Let me just say it out loud so I know where my brain needs to work towards and stuff like that. So.
Gotcha.
I know that we need it, you know what I'm saying? We need the release, we need therapy, you know what I mean? So if it is what it is and you're going to, boom, you pop it in, you hear it takes you away for 3 minutes and 47 seconds, you know what I mean? You come back to it, like, damn, you feel a little bit less, you know what I mean? Feel a little bit less stress on your neck, you know what I mean? So that's what I really appreciate about music.
Right, yeah, you're making me think of, like, Bob Dylan. That's something he was, I guess still is,
Yes, definitely.
so great at. He can just tell all these people's stories and put you there, and it's not even his story, and
it takes you away, you know what I'm saying? It you know, even for yourself, you know what I mean? It you can attach to that emotion, you know what I mean? And you know,
so this is the Library Podcast, and I recognized you in the gym.
Yeah, man,
Met you.
That's the way the universe works, man.
Totally.
That is, and I do appreciate it, because being on this platform, you know, this ties into the people that may not have been to any events, that or may not even know anything that is going on hip hop here in the city. So, for those that are listening right now, there is a thriving hip hop scene. It's just like food. Some food you might like, some food you might not like. You might taste something might be too spicy for you. You know what I'm saying? You might taste something might need a little bit of salt. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. Hit the hashtag ATX Hip Hop, Austin Hip Hop on Instagram, Twitters, and stuff like that. Look up Spider House Ballroom. That's something that goes on every week. There's a lot of different events that go on. Just step out to the Spider House Ballroom. You'll fall in line. You know, people go from all walks of life, all around Austin, to that place. And now they're coming from out of state because it's the open mic. You know what I mean? They're hearing about this getting published in the papers and stuff. So people are getting excited that that there is something that they can, you know, go to on as a residency base. You know what I mean? They can go every Tuesday, every Wednesday to a specific venue, versus we didn't have anything like that at first, you know. And just for the people that are listening, the hip hop here in Austin is safe. You know what I'm saying? There's no shoot 'em up, bang bang. We don't got no gangs out here. There's not Bloods and Crips running the streets. There's not territorial gangs that don't want you on their neighborhood block if you're walking. We have the cops. The cops are the ones that are, you know, stopping you if you're walking on the street, you know what I mean, because they want to stop you, you know what I mean? So those are the things that we have here. It's pretty safe here, man. It's pretty safe with the hip hop scene. There's a lot of producers. There's a lot of different types of music, you know what I mean? Yeah. Some of the new stuff I've been on is like Keeper. The people I was talking about, man, they're awesome.
They're good, yeah.
Keepers. Empire has the body rock stuff every month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's another great way to tie into the hip hop that's going on here. Riders Against the Storm hosts that. They're amazing. I have a friend from oh shit, it's gonna slip my mind. From Bosnia. His name is the Bosnian, and he's been doing beats for the past 10 years. Sounds like he's like straight out of the 3-6 Mafia catalog. And this guy is like, you know, doing his own thing. He's not worried about the actual scene here. He's not trying to be heard. He's, you know, doing what he's doing from his home, you know what I'm saying, from his SoundCloud, and seeing stuff like that, and seeing producers like Eric Dingus that have gotten placements with people like Drake, you know what I mean, and continue to work with them. You know, that there is a scene here, there is industry. The opportunity is what I want, you know what I mean? The rapper, you know what I mean? Like, let me get on stage, let me show and prove, you know what I mean? Let's get the bags coming in, you know what I mean? That's really where my head's at, so we can get all it goes right back into the lifestyle, so we can put out the projects, put out the videos, and continue to push and bring attention to the city. Let's get them looking in this direction, because once the door comes down, there's a line of people waiting, you know what I mean? But there's only going to be a handful that have that business right, and you got to have that business right, most important, because that's where it's going to be.
Something you said was take that energy to learn, to pursue your interests. And one of the things that is said about the library is that it's the people's university. It's paid by taxes. It's like this communal thing that we all have access to, that we can all use. And there's all sorts of resources and materials there where people can learn about the things that they're interested in. It's funny too, because I was watching this interview with Diddy today. Yeah. They asked him, what advice would you give to like kids who want to be a mogul, like Diddy? And he said that, he would tell parents, take the phones out of their hands and give them books. Boy. That was his advice.
That's real. And this is something I talked to, who did I talk? I talked to one of my friends about it, and we were talking about how his dad would tell him when he saw something on TV when he was a kid. He was like, hey, look, I want to see that. I want to get this. I want to buy this and this and this from TV. He's like, okay, learn about it. Huh. You know what I'm saying? So let's learn about it first. Once you learn about it, you know what I'm saying, then I'll go buy you whatever you want from about it. You know what I mean? So first, that's what he'll do. He'll take him to go to the library, go figure out whatever the case is. I can't remember precisely what it was, but he took him on a book, go get a book, and then after a few weeks, he went and bought him what he wanted from it. So I was like, to me, that's what I see. You know what I mean? Like those are things that you're gonna have to do with your kid. But man, it's a different day and age right now. You know what I'm saying? The age of information, and parents tend to just toss the kids the phone, just like, here, hold it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay the bills. Hold it down. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though. You have to find the things that pique their interest. You know what I'm saying? I believe. And if you're going to give them a phone, if you're going to do something, like, put them on that. You know what I'm saying? Point them in that direction. I can't, pinpoint on all these topics right now, because I don't know them yet. Sure, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to learn them eventually, but, like, not right now. So that's what I would imagine. I mean, if I had a child, we'd get familiar with the books. So we'd get familiar with the library. And, like, as of the past few years, I've rehashed my love for reading. I had stopped for a little while, you know what I'm saying? But now I've getting back into that mode where it's like, you got to soak up as much as you can right now, yesterday, you know what I mean? So
that's cool. All right, well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us. That's Sertified with an S.
Gang. The real gang.
Yeah.
It's the cool gang.
And yeah, you got music out, about a month ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have a project out called See You Soon. It's out on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Google Play, all the streaming platforms, SoundCloud. I'm going to continue to drop music throughout the weeks up until my next project. I'm working on a video too right now for my main song on the See You Soon project called On The Go. Mm-hmm. And I advise if anybody wants to take a listen to some Austin hip-hop, type in Certified On The Go. That's like my newest joint. Is something that I feel that that we all can attach to. I wrote it for all of us. At this point, this is something that I was having fun with, and I just I attached it to every single emotion that walked in the door, that was in my heart. You know what I mean? So it was like I thought about sitting in traffic while I was like writing it and recording. I was like, yeah, like this is like something that I could see people stuck to. You know what I mean? And it was more of a feeling for me. And then when I started recording it and started actually writing, I was like, yo, this is gonna be dope, dog. This is gonna be like the one. This is it. You know what I'm saying? And I really believe it. And the people around me, everybody, we all talk. Now our slang is like when we see it, yeah. It's like, okay, I'll see you later. Yeah. So everybody we kind of picking up on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on the marketing for that project. So go check out On The Go. It's on iTunes and Spotify, SoundCloud. Certified with an S. Sertified. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Like the Facebook page while you at it. Do all the good hoorah, you know what I'm saying? And hit that share button one time, man. I appreciate you holding it down. Thank you, man.
Right. That's it. Austin Public Library. Thanks. We'll talk to you next time.
Okay. I know where I'm going. Playing with them racks like the US Open. Ain't gotta hide from no one, I just get it going. start for no and I just get. I've been on the go. My haters mad at me and I already know. Ain't worried about no chick, I'ma chase the dog. Ain't worried about no chick, I'ma chase the dog. Mashing through the game,